1996 Toyota T100. I'm doing both O2 sensors. What's up, everybody? I got this T100, this 96. A pretty good truck. And it has the 3.4 liter, 1996. Here's the O2 sensors right here. Here's the cat. And then this is the rear O2 sensor. And then the pre-cat one, the bank one, sensor one, is right here. I'm going to show you how to replace both of these and provide links to new parts. So basically, this car failed smog out here in California for NOx, and it has bad O2 sensors. I sprayed the nuts and bolts down with, like penetrant oil. So here's the sensors. This one is the Toyota OEM one. That's for the front sensor, and then this is for the rear sensor. The rear one is discontinued by Toyota, so I got a DENSO brand, which I'm comfortable with. Here's the part number. I'll link both of these sensors down below. There's the part number for the DENSO one. And then if you need an extra gasket, here's the part number for the O2 sensor gaskets. But when you buy an O2 sensor, it should come with a new gasket. But, just in case. So let's go ahead and do the rear one first. The one after the cat. It's the easier one to do. Go ahead and get this unpackaged. This is my DENSO one. And I'm going to go ahead and grab this little flathead. I'll show you why. So here's where it's at. And first we're going to disconnect the electrical connector. It's right here. At this point, these vehicles are really old, and these O2 sensors get dirt and whatever inside them, so they become very hard to open. But you're supposed to be able to just push this thumb tab and then pull them apart. But since they're old now, they're stubborn. And so what I do is I take a small little flathead, I go in here and I manually lift the locking tab up, and then I just pull the O2 sensor connector side out. Just wiggle it and pull it straight back, and then it might be a little tough, but it will come out. Try not to break the connector tab though, because then you might have issues putting it back in. But once that is unplugged, I'm just going to go ahead and get these 12mm nuts off. If you spray it down with penetrant oil a day or two before, it makes it so much easier. I highly recommend it. Because, sometimes these will be rusted on and you'll go to take it off and then the whole stud will break off and then you got a whole can of worms to deal with. So I got the nuts off. The O2 sensor will just lift straight up and out. And then, of course, we got to take the gasket off too. You might need to use like a little flathead to pop that gasket up. And then if you have it, like a little small wire brush, you can kind of clean up any rust or like surface distortion that's on the mating surface there. But yeah, we'll go ahead and get this out. And then we will put our new one in. So this gasket, it kind of looks like it goes a certain way. So, but I'm going to put this one on like this, where like the majority of the gasket is going to lay on top of the exhaust pipe, and then the part that looks like it's cut out for the O2 sensor, I'm going to use that and put that upwards. I'll slide the O2 sensor in. It doesn't really matter, like which way you face it, as long as it goes in, and you can put these nuts on, you're good. And then I'll tighten these down. Get these, I just do these like a snug plus a quarter turn. I don't like crank on these because I'm worried about breaking those studs because of the age of the vehicle. And if there's like a problem with the exhaust leaking out, you can kind of hear it, or you'll kind of see it over time. So we got our connector here. This can only plug in one way. There's a little notch that goes into the locking tab on the other connector. And once you plug this in, what I would do is just make sure the heat insulator is like pushed all the way towards the sensor, and that's it for the rear O2. Now for the front O2, it's up here. Same kind of procedure. We got to disconnect an electrical connector. This one's kind of harder to get to. I recommend popping the connector out of the guide, the little guide, and then doing the same trick we did before with the flathead. Just do it like that. Lift up the locking tab and then pull the connectors apart. I had to do it kind of off camera, sorry, because I'm looking like upwards. But it's the same style connector. You just lift the locking tab from the inside up And then once that is up, we're just going to get our 12mm wrench again. And then it's the same procedure. Just take the two 12mm nuts off. And again, if you could spray them down a day or two before, or even like 30 minutes before, if that's what it, if that's where you're at, then do that. And then I'm just going to get these nuts off. Okay, so I got these off, and just go ahead and get these off there. Sometimes they'll get loose and then they'll get tight again on the way up. Okay, so I got the nuts off, and then I'm just going to lift this straight out. And then for this one, I got an actual Toyota brand O2 sensor, which I highly recommend going Toyota if you can. But yeah, here's the old one. I'm going to get the gasket off, of course, and then again, a little wire brush, if you can get one, just to clean up the mating surfaces. It would be good for sealing it. And then here's my gasket. Put this on here like this, and then the side of the gasket that has like kind of like a more cutout look, I'm going to use that side for my O2 sensor, because the O2 sensor lays on that perfectly. Like that. Set this in place, and then we'll get the two 12mm nuts on there. Alright, so those are in. And then we get them tight. Again, I'm just going to do like snug plus a quarter turn on these. Especially like this type of vehicle, like it's not going to be like hypersensitive too much to like if it's not like, you know, perfect. But that's how I got it in. And then I'm going to plug in the electrical connector. You could put it in the guide first, and then the guide will kind of hold it still while you can push the new sensors connector into it. But yep, go ahead and push this in. It may or may not make an audible snapping noise when it locks in place, but if it does make a little snapping noise, that means you got it good. And then if not, you know, maybe see if something's wrong, or just it might not. But anyways, that's it, guys. Alright guys, that's all the information I got for you. The rest of the video is just some products and other stuff I got going on. Totally up to you if you want to stick around. I got a 15% off promo code for oxauto.com. They got a handful of products, but what they're mostly known for is their really good aftermarket LED headlights. They've been out a few years now, and at first the lights they had were 200% brighter than regular headlight bulbs. Now they've upgraded the tech this year, and now it's 600% brighter. So if you're in the boonies, the suburbs, the city, I highly recommend you upgrade your bulbs. Nothing wrong with having an old car, but you should get with the times and have bright headlights like everyone else. These bulbs are available on Amazon. However, if you go to the OxAuto website, that's where I could give you a promo code for 15% off. All you got to do is go to the website, type in your year, make, and model. There's basically products for every car out there, and what kind of light you want. They have all kinds of different lights for interior, exterior, headlights, and then you just browse to what you need and you get it. And then at checkout, you're going to type in GearmoAuto and then hit apply in the coupon code spot, and it'll take 15% off.